everybody, welcome to Club. A reminder, today is Friday, and that means it is prize pickup day. So come to Club between 5 and 6 p.m. today, and your prize will be waiting out front with you with the number of which you won. So remember which number you said, and that is going to be your prize out front. So remember to come in and grab that today. Now, before we start our spooky stories, we want to set the mood. And by that, I mean grab some blankets, some pillows, build a little fort, whatever you want to do to make a super fun atmosphere to hear a super creepy, fun story from Creepypasta. And at the end of the story, there will be a link letting you know exactly where to go to find that story online. So buckle up, get ready for a scary story, and then after that, we are going to have our Netflix scavenger hunt. So spooky stories, scavenger hunt, it's going to be a good day. Hope you guys have fun.
Oh, hey guys! Welcome to my campsite. Just out here roasting some mallows, Gonna make me some s'moles. Well, hey, since you're here, do you want to read a scary story? I brought a book, got some scary stories. Why not, right? Come on in. Let's see, where did I put that? Okay. Ooh, here's a good one. We're comfortable. Everybody get comfortable. This is going to be a good scary, good scary one. Let's make it even scarier. Okay, ready? This is called The Smiling Man. About 5 years ago, I lived downtown in a major U.S. city. I've always been a night person, so I'd often find myself bored after my roommate, who was not a night person, went to sleep. So to pass the time, I used to go for long walks and spend the time thinking. I spent 4 years like that, walking alone at night. I never once had a reason to feel afraid. I always used to joke with my roommate that even the burglars in the city were polite. But all of that changed in just a few minutes, one evening. It was a Wednesday, somewhere between 1 and 2 in the morning, and I was walking near a police patrol park quite a ways away from my apartment. It was a quiet night, even for a weeknight, with very little traffic and almost no one on foot. The park, as it was most nights, was completely empty. I turned down a short side street in order to loop back to my apartment when I first noticed him. At the far end of the street, on my side, was the silhouette of a man dancing. It was a strange dance, similar to a waltz, but he finished each box step with an odd forward stride. I guess you could say he was dance walking, headed straight for me. Deciding he was probably sleepwalking, I stepped as close as I could to the road to give him the majority of the sidewalk that he could pass by me. The closer he got, the more I realized how gracefully he was moving. He was very tall and lanky and wearing an old suit. He danced closer still until I could make out his face. His eyes were opened wide and wild. His head was tilted back slightly, looking off at the sky. His mouth was formed in a painfully wide cartoon smile. Between the eyes and the smile, I decided to cross the street before he danced any closer. I took my eyes off of him to cross the street, and as I reached the other side, I glanced back and then stopped dead in my tracks. He had stopped dancing, and he was standing with one foot in the street, perfectly parallel to me. He was facing me, but still looking skyward. Smile still wide on his lips. I was completely and utterly unnerved. I started walking again, but kept my eyes on the man. He didn't move. Once I had put about a half a block between us. As I turned away from him for a moment to watch the sidewalk in front of me, I looked back to where he had been standing to find him gone. For the briefest moments, I felt relieved, till I noticed him. He had crossed the street and was now slightly crouched down. I couldn't tell for sure due to the distance and the shadows, but I was certain he was facing me. I had looked away from him for no more than 10 seconds, so it was clear that he had moved very fast. I was so shocked that I stood there for some time, staring at him, and then he started moving toward me again. He took giant, exaggerated, tiptoed steps, as if he were a cartoon character sneaking up on someone, except he was moving very, very quickly. I'd like to say at that point that I ran away or pulled out my pepper spray or something, or my cell phone, or anything at all, but I didn't. I just stood there completely frozen as the smiling man kept toward me. And then he stopped again, about a car length away from me, still smiling, still looking at the sky. When I finally found my voice, I blurted out the first thing that came to my mind. What I meant to ask was, "What do you want?" in an angry, commanding voice. But what came out was, "What?" Regardless of whether or not humans can smell fear, they certainly can hear it. I heard it in my own voice, and that only made me more afraid. But he didn't react to it at all. He just stood there, smiling. And then after what felt like forever, he turned around very slowly and started dance walking away. Just like that, not wanting to turn my back on him again. I just watched him go until he was far enough away to almost be out of sight. And then I realized something. He wasn't moving away anymore, nor was he dancing. I watched in horror as the distant shape of him grew larger and larger. He was coming back my way. And this time he was running. I ran too. I ran off into the side of the road and back onto a better lit road with sparse traffic, flipping behind me then. He was nowhere to be found. The rest of the way home, I kept glancing over my shoulder, always expecting to see that stupid smile, but he was never there. I lived in that city for 6 more months after that, and I never went out for another walk. There was something about his face that always haunted me. He didn't look sad or happy. He looked completely and utterly insane. And that's a very, very scary thing to see. Wasn't that a good story? What do you think about scary stories? I am so glad you guys came here to spend some time in the woods with me. Come again sometime and grab a stick and maybe some mallows.
Hey Roy Teen, this is Bonnie.
And this is Denise.
So today we wanted to talk to you about a Netflix scavenger hunt. So this is from a documentary on Netflix. It's called Our Planet, and there's lots of different episodes. So this is the first one called One Planet. So I've come up with 6 different questions for you to answer as you watch it. And I'll show you the questions, but I wrote my answers on them, so too bad. I tried to make them super simple so you weren't like stressed trying to watch it, so you can still enjoy it. I thought it was a lot of fun to learn about all the different animals that they talked about. I'll give you a couple examples. One is, why do flamingos keep their eggs in mud piles? I thought that was kind of interesting. And then another one is, how are the wolves able to move faster through the snow? So there's a couple different questions that you will be looking for in this documentary, which will be really fun. And once you answer all the questions, make sure you upload it to Roy Teen at bgcweberdavis.org, and make sure you remember to add in your name and a number between 1 and 24 so you can win an awesome prize that Maddie and Brittany have gotten for us.